Whoa, 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 whoa. Boom, boom, ba, boom, bam, ba, boom, bam, ba, boom, bam, bam, ba, ba, dum, bum, bum, ba, boom, bam, bam, boom, bam, ba, boom, bam, boom, boom.
Ready. Let me get this camera set up. All right, so we are essentially where we were yesterday, but hopefully we can go on now. That- This is the beginning of Pnimius Asfiris. In one word, Pnimius Asfiris is what's called the Etzem Ha'or, which is also the Atzmus itself. How Atzmus itself is reflected in Spheres. And we discussed the last couple of days the principle behind it. V'alkein, and thus, for this reason, Bechinas es Spheres the Ma. This Bechina of the es Spheres the Ma is called the Ma because of the Odom. As we pointed out, Ma means beetle, Ma means Odom, and the union from Odom, as opposed to Behema. Pardon me. Behema relates into the Metzias, and Odom relates to the source, to the significance of the Metzias. So therefore, the Esses Sphere is the Ma. B'chol mokoim shehu. Anywhere that it extends, and anywhere where it can be, where it can shine, harei ze bebchinas hiskalolus be'atzmusei yisborich. It remains the again bibechinas. The Esses are of that category, have that nature, have that quality that they are hiskalolus be'atzmusei. They are totally intertwined, totally dependent, and connected to the Atzmus. Not only connected to the Atzmus, they represent the Atzmus. Why am I here? Because Atzmus is here. How is it possible that I should be here? Because the only thing that makes it possible that I should be here is the fact that there is Atzmus here. V'zehu, and thus this is the principle behind what we say, the yik and hiskalolus, that the principle, the core of the element of hiskalolus, of incorporation, of being togetherness, hu bibchinas hapnimius des Spheres. The hiskalolus element aspect, in principle, is in the pnimius of the Spheres, not in the chitzonius of the Spheres. This is a representative in a moshel in Tzir Odom Lamato, the human form here below. So when you look at the chitzonius of the Ivorim, the external, the presence of the Ivorim, kol echad koyach u'piyula miyuchedes. In each one there is a specific koyach and a specific function. Vayiskalu shalahem, where do they interleave and interconnect? It is only hu bin pnimiyus on davko. It is exclusively in the pnimius of these koiches. This is where they are intertwined. The Chitzenius, the hand, let's say, writes Advar Seichel. There you have his kalus of Seichel with Koyach HaTnuah Shebiyad. Who appreciates the Seichel? The hand? Does the hand know what it is writing? Not even the Koyach HaTnuah per se appreciates the Seichel. It is the pnimis of the Koyach HaTnuah, the chayos behind the Koyach HaTnuah. What's mean the chayos? The chayos is that which inspires it. That is the pnimis of it. As we said all along in the last few days, that what is the core, what is the principal force behind things is their initiator. This is the inspirer.
Not completely following.
Huh?
I'm not following that. So, making distinction between the chitzonius of the koyach. What? I'm not sure I understand what the pneumius of the koyach is.
I said that which initiates it, which inspires it.
Right, what does that mean? Like,
it means like this. When you're asleep, you're in your bed. You're pretty comfortable. Hopefully you have a good mattress, a good pillow, and it's not cold, it's comfortable. What makes you get up? Your feet can't stand anymore staying in bed. Your hands cannot stand anymore in bed. What gets you up? I know, well, you have to go to work. What gets you up normally?
Some spirit gets
The spirit gets you up. That spirit is the same throughout the entire human structure. You pick up a pencil, you want to write something. So the writing capability, the movement capability is in the hand. But what inspires that? What initiates it? That is the pneumius of the koyach.
Where is there his kalos in it? Like, what does that mean?
That is kalus. This is where all the koyachs together are together. This is where the seichel, what brings the hand to write? The seichel, or the rotzen, and the oinig, and the nefesh. This is what we say all the time. Okay, here's a good point, a good moment where we can actually point a finger at it. A robot can also write, allegorically. But a robot does not write. He has no spirit behind the writing. What initiates the writing in the robot? Something that pushes its handle, nothing else. There is no chayus. There is no initial reality to know, what I'm doing. The human being is a living thing. Everything, all the koyches, everything is calling the human being, and when he does something, it comes from the very top.
Could you
go back to Ukamoy and translate that till
Sure,
till
what?
fully. Al derech Ukamoy al derech mashal.
Ukmei al derech moshel b'tziur odom lamato. In the human form here below. Harei chitzenius ho'ivorim. So there, the chitzenius ho'ivorim, the externals of the limbs, of all the parts of the body. B'kol echad, in each one, there is koyach u'piyula miyuchedes. There's a force and a function unique to that aver. What the hand can do, the foot cannot do. By iskalu shalahem, where is there the interconnection and inter-inclusion amongst all the koiches? Hu b'pnimiyusam dafka, it is exclusive in the pnimiyusam.
There was a word,
1 second.
you know.
Why is the foot at rest while the hand is writing?
Addressed?
At rest.
Oh.
Let me give you a an understanding what this question is about. Occasionally, I'm sure everyone experienced that. You sit in a circumstance, in a class or in a group of people, and you discuss things. And when the question comes up, the first one to pop up with an answer is one who knows nothing about it. Right? Isn't that quite a common experience? Blah, 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 blah. Why? Because he's in the chitzenius level. You ask a question, you have to get an answer. How can you be without an answer? I'll be the good guy and give you an answer. Doesn't sense, and the question does not mean the question is an answer. I need a real point of information. Pnimius. Just to respond because I asked a question, that's not what it's about. You want to write, does not mean I just want to do something. I want to write. Because I want to write, the whole body, all the koiches, cooperate totally on this. Not because they appreciate writing, but because with pnimius they have the same chayas. The chayas behind all the koiches is the same. And therefore they can all rest aside, not intrude into the writing, and not complain. How come you were giving more deference to the hand than the foot? There's no such competition.
This is the Hiskalos.
What?
This is the Hiskalos.
This is the Hiskalos. This is the spirit behind it.
So the answer to the question of why is the foot at rest is to support the writing, basically.
In that
Why the foot is at rest while
you're writing.
It's because everything is supporting the
Because the spirit behind everything, there's a pnimius to all the things. And the foot, everything is inspired by the same spirit, the same purpose. Okay, yes.
I was just wondering about the word ether. Why does it name these colors? That implies that there is some discolors.
Yes, there is some discolor, there is some cooperation. Say, for instance, if you're going to write, you're going to write with your right hand, but your left hand you're going to hold the paper down. That's cooperation between two hands. But that's not an ikar, that's a chitzenius cooperation. והזכר שלהם הפנימיוסום דווקא. וכי שכוסו מזה בסידור שער המוידים. This is discussed in the Chassidus, that there's a Siddur from Natan Rebbe with Chassidus, and there in Sha'ar HaMoedim this inyan is discussed. Okay. Now we go further to the next phase. It is also known the Shem Ma Mesakein Shem Ban. He said that there is these two aspects in the Oir Hakav, Ma and Ban, with the full array of spheres. Shem Ma is Mesakein, perfects and refines the Shem Ban. The inyan hatikun hu, what is the inyan, the function of this tikun? Li is his kalus ma ubeban uba beman. The tikun, where is the perfection element? It is that there should be his kalus, inter-inclusion. Ma in Ban. Ban should appreciate Ma. Uban bema. And Ma should appreciate Ban. So this is going to be, an involved and very subtle explanation. But before we go there, what is behind this principle of tikkun? Tikkun, ma is mesakim ban and skalus ban, ma ban. It is that, yes, indeed, there is ma, and ma is the principle that reflects the etzem. And ban is the principle that reflects the mitzias. Atzmus per se is above all of these divisions. In other words, if you have only ma, you don't have really Atzmus. You representative Atzmus. You're connected to Atzmus. You don't have Atzmus. You don't have the truth of Atzmus. Ban, you don't have the truth of Atzmus. When do you have the truth of Atzmus? When you have this inter-inclusion between Ma and Ban. Two totally opposite elements. And this is called Tikkun, because the principle of Tikkun and principle altogether, all the Giluyim is to reveal the truth itself. And it has to be both. Reveal, but it has to be the truth itself. If it is only a revelation, without having the principle of truth, the truth of Atzmus, then it requires a tikkun. Okay, so now we're going to go. The inyan of this tikkun is the hinei noida. It is known the betehu hoyu hasfiras bebchinas anfin mispard. This inyan is noida. I mean, that this is in Sifrei Kabbalah. One time over here, the Rebbe mentioned Sifrei Kabbalah. It is known from Sifrei Kabbalah that in Toihu, the spheres were bebchinas anfim mispardim. In the Bechina, they had this quality of anfim mispardim. Anfim means branches, mispardim, that break away and separate. We already mentioned it before, the Shmeina Malchim, the Tehu, where each Melech was an entity unto himself, and he left no room for any other Melech. And when that completely dissipated and died, so to speak, because of the Shvira, so then a completely different Melech stood up. This inyan, Anfin Mispardim, there's an extreme element in this. The Nimtzo Mizeh, from this inyan that there is Anfin Mispardim, it comes out. Shehoyi lo beho'olu, that the cause and the effect, Ilo and Olu is cause and effect, lo yehoyo lohem his chabru zeh im zeh. They did not have an interconnection one with the other. Afal pi, although shezeh ilo v'zeh olu, although there is an inherent relationship between them. This is the cause and this is the effect. And yet, there is something lacking over there in their relationship, in their connection. Mikol mukim lo yehoyo lohem his chabrus. There was not the inyan of his chabrus, of connection. What's the pshat? V'hagam, although shebehechrech hu, although that it is behechrech, it's imperative. In other words, it must be. Sheha'olul yiyakolul bi'ilosin. That the olul should be incorporated and included in his cause. How can anything cause something to happen if it does not have that element within him? So let's take a very simple illustration, Chitzonius illustration. If I push this, the watch moved. This movement came from my finger. And the only way that my finger could have moved this watch is by my finger moving. So therefore movement was included in my finger, and this movement reflected itself on this watch, and this is how the watch moved. So the Ilaviyol, that's the simplest illustration of Ilaviyol. And that is true at all levels of Ilaviyol, and even clearly on much more subtle levels. But nevertheless, Ilo has to have something in relationship to the Olul so that it can cause it to come forth. And that's what we say, Sheha'olul, Behechrech, Sheha'olul, Yiyakolul, Biyalos. It is Behechrech that the Olul should be Kolul, included in the Ilo, otherwise the Ilo will never cause the Olul.
So even though they're Anfin Mispardim, they had this. They had this concept of Ilu v'Olu.
Yes, yeah, of course. In Ilu v'Olu they had, but even despite the fact that they had Ilu v'Olu, they are Anfin Mispardim. It was not real his columns. What does that mean? It's not real his columns. Before we go on, I just want to, because the time is short anyway. say, take a pitch. You know what a pitch is? Anybody knows what baseball is? You heard about baseball?
What? Heard of what?
Did you hear about baseball?
American game.
And in baseball, there's a principal activity of the pitcher. The pitcher is one who has to throw the ball. So the pitcher throws the ball and the ball flies northward or southward, not in its target. Yeah, it's a very good throw, but it's not what it's meant to do. There's a difference between a pitch and a throw. Pitch has to go bullseye, to a very, very precise location. So his seichel tells him, or his emotion tells him, throw the ball. So he gets excited and throws the ball. But he loses control of it. He throws the ball. So this throw, what causes what's the ilah for this throw? His excitement to throw. But then he loses control of it. There isn't a real interconnection between them. He tells the hand to throw. That causes the hand to throw. But the hand then becomes a separate entity from the mind that told him to throw, and throws in its own way. And the hand said, "Don't tell me how to throw. I know how to throw."
So it is still cause and effect, but there's like a breakdown between.
It's cause and effect, but there's a breakdown. Then he throws on his own. And if you control me, come on, you told me to throw, leave me, let me do my own thing. That's called Atmit Sparta. So I think we're quite familiar with this phenomenon.
The wild throw.
Wild pitch.
Yeah, right.
Wild throw, wild pitch, a wild announcement, a wild bang, all kinds of different wild things. So this is the principle. It could be his ilah v'olul, and there's no his chavos. So Hagam, we have to separate. Hagam shebehecher hu sheholul yikol b'yolosai. Although it is behecher that the olul would be kol b'yolosai included in the ilah, otherwise it couldn't cause it to happen. However, we have to understand. Hine amitas inen his kalolus ilah v'yolul. The true inyan of his kalolus ilah v'yolul who shehoyilom, that the ilah be'etzem b'chinosoi, with its true essence, hari hu koilel as ha'olul, it includes the olul, loy rak ma shenimtzu kolul boy. Not just that you can find the olul kolul boy. Okay, I guess we will have to defer for tonight. Okay, tonight in Mitzvah at 679 Crown Street, we convene again. Okay, and the official hour is 8:30. It's the best that I can put it. Zayizon Koltov.
This was the subject of the one of the Hamshekim of our effort.
Yeah.
no.